environment than the Stage 2 playoffs. And I would say it's a different Envy team as well. I mean, Envy at the Stage 2 playoffs, could not get anything going in respawns. Their search and destroy was great. Slasher, a big reason why. See him sitting up top.
I mean, look at these numbers. 1.64 S&D KD, 4 plants, 2 diffuses. He's probably the #1 reason why Envy have an overall record in search and destroy at 5-2. And you know what? Second on the leaderboard, his teammate John, just shy at a 1.60. Ridiculous, ridiculous numbers.
It's just crazy to think about these two because, you go back a year ago, John considered one of the best SMG players in the game. Slasher considered one of the best ARs. Throughout most of the year, the question was, where are those guys? I mean, you're talking 6 months of the year. We're still asking that same question.
Yep.
Where's that John? Where's that Slasher? Then suddenly, like a hurricane a month ago, they're back. It's champs time. And what I find so interesting, when I talked to JCap, the leader of this team, he told me just weeks ago, it felt like they had lost faith in each other. They didn't trust each other like they used to. They win Stage 2, and it seems like it solved all of their problems.
Envy needs to take this game, too. We'll get it started in just a bit. But man, I know the stage that this has here, Clinton, and just the ability for Envy to repeat as champions, that is the most surprising thing for me. This is a team that, around Anaheim, I counted them out completely. I mean, if you would have asked me in my top 5 in the game, I probably would have even considered putting Envy up there. And somehow, they go to this pre-land together, they work as a team, and they somehow have found this magic, rekindled the fire.
I didn't even have them making out of their Stage 2
Yeah.
group. Their group was so hard, I didn't even think they'd make it to playoffs, much less then make it to a final and now to the champs final. Like you said in the last series, if someone had said to you after Anaheim, just a couple months ago, that Envy would be playing in another championship, I would have said you were nuts.
And you see the shot on the right side of your screen, that is JCap. Not only does he already have 2 Call of Duty World Championship rings under his belt, he's won them in back-to-back years. If Envy can secure this championship here, he would be the first ever 3 times Call of Duty World Champion with 3 rings under his belt. Envy as a team would be the first ever back-to-back World Champions as well.
And let's not forget, he was in a finals of another one and got second. So this is 4 out of 5 years he has found himself in the grand finals.
Yeah.
Such an unbelievable feat in itself.
Well, I saw a tweet from former professional player Pac-Man a little bit earlier on today, and he said even if Karma were to win this and get a 3rd ring, is JCap's resume still more impressive because he has 2 rings, plus he has such consistent finishes where you finish outside of the top 6 a couple times if you're Karma. His resume is insane. Like, the guy, when it comes to champs time, all he knows is how to make it to the top 3, make it to the finals. A wild, wild resume for Jordan Kaplan.
I'm of the mindset as one team goes home a winner, everybody else, regardless of placing, is a loser. So I take the 3 rings. It's definitely a very impressive feat from Cap, but if somebody's come here and won 3 of them, there's no argument with that.
Not only are they playing for these rings, but a hell of a lot of money for whoever wins, whether it's Karma or JCap. That player will be the winningest prize money console player of all time at over $550,000 earned. I'm looking back behind me, Maven, and Matt, I see the map has loaded on up. We're going into game 2. Search and destroy on throwback with Optic up 1-0.
Envy up first on the offensive side of things. It'll be Apathy watching the offsite. We'll swap over to JCap, who will be your bomb carrier. You'll see there, staring directly at this A site. He'll be looking for the plant.
And I wonder how much of gameplay Envy has watched coming into this, because we saw Optic play this the other day. Formal hits a snipe there to open things up with first blood, but a lot of smokes out of Karma. Look at that as the game goes on. Maybe we see the smoke comes out as Formal with the sniper takes out 2. His teammates finish the rest. Optic will take round 1.
I'll be honest, Formal was having some controller issues there for a moment. That's why we were delayed going into map 2. It seems like they're fixed with those shots there.
Yeah, you saw the camera shot, some admins working with them, make sure everything was okay. Like you said, seems just fine. That's a clean sweep. And we'll mention that sometimes in rounds when you kind of get 4 up, all 4 players are alive, you kill all 4. It's key because you have those payloads and your kills work towards those. Every time you're able to do something like that where Envy gets nothing towards those payloads, big round.
Well, we've already seen the sniper from Formal, wondering if the same is here from John. Great stuff from our observer, Brian Saint, to swap on over to him because he's going to be the guy trying to challenge Formal with the sniper rifle. He's got it in his hand. Looking like Optic want to go for the quick plan as well, as John's got to back up. He's been tagged up.
Yeah, tagged by an E-Red, I believe, as he was flying high. Can he get the opening pick? Almost there. Through the smoke. Trying to line it up. Nice shot on the formal. It looks like we're going to be seeing a sniper rifle show right now. But mid-map with a pistol, maybe a little bit overzealous, but Scump will answer back, turn this into a 3v3. 30 seconds on the clock. Quickly down to a 2 versus 2. Nice shots from Apathy to pick it up. 1 versus 1. Scump, Slasher. 20 seconds on the clock. It's on Scump to defend and Slasher to defuse.
The bomb takes 7.5 seconds to defuse. Slasher will have to check the site. I think Slasher spotted him. He has. And he'll get there in time. Yes, he does. Envy will secure the round win.
It's a huge 1v1 clutch there from Slasher. You can imagine if Scump was able to win that, the crowd in here would have went nuts. And then, some of these games, they go quick, the search and destroys. It just takes, a good first 2-3 rounds from a team. You start getting closer to streaks, getting closer to payloads, and then you find yourself completely out of the game. Big round there for Envy.
With teams this, evenly matched, with so many star players on the teams, you have to keep track of those rounds, those 1v1s, those clutches. Who comes up big? Chalk one up for Envy as we head into round 3. Let's see what they're able to do in this round.
John staying versatile, swapping back off the sniper to help his teammates. Peeks middle, misses some shots, and that'll let Crimsix get away with his life for a brief moment. They know where he is. They're looking for first blood onto him. You can see Apathy watching underpass. There it is. John strikes first, as Envy now have a 4v3, making a 4v2.
It's going to be on Formal and Karma to try and clutch. Karma gets one. It's quickly a 2 versus 2. They could clutch this. Nice shots. Ooh. No, he doesn't finish it. Karma has to go big. He knows he has one close here at the fence. Has to reload and back down, and he's taken out. It got scary for a moment from Envy, but they take the round.
I mean, Matt, one more bullet from Formal right there, and I think that's a round win from Optic Gaming.
Oh, without a doubt. That 2v4 scenario did not look likely. They even the odds quick. See, though, it was a great play there by Apathy. Just sit down at the fence, wait for his teammate to get close, and then go challenge the last player.
Back-to-back rounds now for Envy. The previous defensive round, it was an opening pick there from John with the sniper. Going to check over the top. Nothing home. Getting aggressive after mid-map. He spots Formal. Oh, that's a bullet to the toe.
Shot below the waist. Will take 2 bullets to hit that one, though. That was to the chest as Scump gets dropped.
2 kills for Envy, but Optic answers right back with 3 of their own. It'll be Apathy here in a 1v1 going up against Karma.
Here we go. Apathy holding the edge. He spotted 1v1 to Karma. So we've had 2 1v1s now. Slasher takes the first for Envy. Karma takes the second for Optic Gaming.
Clutch here from Karma. Challenges and eliminates Apathy right there to tie the map back up at a 2-2 round count.
Damon Barlow, one of the most legendary Call of Duty players of all time. He has been so crucial for this team in search and destroy and in clutch situations. He led the team in the game 1 hardpoint. He's leading them now with a 5-2 start.
Scump peeking towards middle first. Optic, they want top middle control. They've earned it. Now what do they do with it right here? Trying to stop any plant. Look at how passive Envy are this round, staying on the right side of your mini-map. Those blue arrows basically still in their spawn. Not planting the bomb quite yet.
Yeah, they're trying to bait this out, because if they can get Karma to challenge a little bit too early, they can have that player at the back of the bus take him out. Slasher's going to get a lot of vision towards the mid-map. The first blood for Envy. Quickly traded back, though, as Formal picks up Slasher.
And now it's Formal all by himself. He's going to look to push forward.
He has FTL. He's going to jump in. I don't know about that use. Maybe you get the first kill, then I think about it. But that's going to be a tough one to make.
And we always talk about how important first bloods are in search and destroy. That's 3 straight rounds. Envy is able to get first bloods there. Got to keep an eye on that. John with the sniper has been very effective at the beginning of these rounds.
Moving forward now into round 6. Formal sniper put away now as well. And Optic changing things up. Looking to hit a different side of the map. One player going to be here for the side of Envy. It's Apathy. And yeah, he's got to turn around and run as he was tagged up early on. And look at the mind games here from OG.
Thought Apathy for a second may have overpeaked and would get punished. But yeah, now as you wrap back, the scouting information you will get from the Scarab to realize they've rotated out. Checks all mid, nothing home. You know at this point they've gone to the A site. and you're just getting whatever you can. You've spotted 2, you figure one's on the bomb site, you basically got all the information in the world you could use for Team Envious.
And look at John. He's going to be the one peeking towards this lower street side. They have no one watching top middle. Karma gets first blooded as well. Eyes on Crim 6, 4v3 for Envy.
Formal, though, as he picks up one with a nade, will drop. Scumping Crim, looking to clutch.
Oh.
Crim by himself. 1v3, one underneath. He is gone. That's another round to Envy. 4-2. They've started taking over this S&D.
Another first blood from Envy and Slasher. Optic Gaming's going to come back in this search and destroy. They cannot get picked early. They need to be much smarter.
They need to be much more cognizant, too, of that wall run right outside that A site.
Yes.
They keep getting picked by a player slow wall running. One of the best players we see in the game at that was E-United Silly. You slow wall run, hover, and just peek middle. Even if you don't get a kill, getting information for your team gives you peace of mind of where you know the enemies are coming from.
Well, you're getting into must-win round territory right now for Optic Gaming. So close, though. You saw Apathy very close to picking up that reactive armor, which can win a round by itself if he makes the right play. JCap holding fences now, but look at that green arrow that's worked up close. That's Karma right underneath their front window.
And Apathy was a standout player in the search and destroy earlier between Optic Gaming and Envy. I think they're going to push middle map for this first blood. He's been tagged up. No, he actually doesn't take damage from it, so Karma will be full health. They're going to soar on out. Down to a 3v2, another first blood for Envy, Matt.
See, Apathy will take out Karma. That'll leave Formal as the only one alive. He will drop. Jack, we keep talking about it, though. The first bloods going in favor of Envy. Yet again. And if it happens one more time, this map will be done.
Still need one more round if you're Envy. Optic gonna have to fight back. They won the crucial game 1, but you said this is an S&D they're very good at. They don't look very solid right now. We know we're going into one of Optic Gaming's worst uplinks, and that's where Envy's been dominant. You've got to mount the comeback here.
Envy are so good at punishing that slow top middle push from Optic Gaming. Sure, get to our bottom ticket window. We will make sure we pick you off with ease. Another first blood for Envy. 6 in a row, Matt.
You cannot let that happen if you're Optic Gaming. Maybe you're just playing a little bit too aggressive here, you know, just pushing some things out you normally don't. Karma answers back here, evens it up at 3 players apiece, but still, such a difficult situation for them to fight out of.
At Stage 2 playoffs, Optic Gaming led by a wide margin at teams to win rounds after they got first blood. So 3v4 scenarios, they were the best. Can they do it here? Reactive gets popped. That's going to throw him off entirely. He gets turned and burned. Oh, down game 2 to the boys in blue.
Apathy doesn't skip a beat in search or destroy, as you see. He yells there on the main stage. Envy tie it up 1-1, and I'm getting some flashbacks to the series we saw earlier today. Envy drop map 1 and then win 3 in a row to take that one.
Envy gets first blood 6 straight rounds. Optic drew first blood the first 2. Envy then the rest of the game led the way in that department. You see first bloods directly turns in around wins.
And again, it is throwback uplink next, and that is Optic's worst. And Envy has been on a tear in uplink, man. They were talking about the stats earlier, but they've just been absolutely dominant.
100% win rate.
That's
have
good.
Not dropped one yet. Yeah, no, I mean, look, if you're envious, we get a little break here, right? You know, the players on the stage. If I'm like Slasher or JCap, I sit there with John and Apathy. I'm like, look, throw everything you have into this uplink. Because then you go to Scorch, game 4. You've already beaten them there. You think you have the advantage. As long as you see that game 5, Envy feels like it's going to be their series.
Optic need to take 2 best-of-5s to win this final. But for me, it all comes down to this uplink. Can Envy close the door, or can Optic bring it back? It's throwback uplink right after this quick break. Welcome back to the 2017 Call of Duty World League Championship Series, tied 1-1. You got Scump on your left of Optic Gaming, Apathy on your right for Team Envious. Both players so crucial to their teams, and they got to go big on this throwback uplink.
Envy undefeated in uplink this weekend. It's a must-win map for OG. The next two maps after the Game 4 and Game 5 look very good for Envy.
We need to stress how incredible that is to not have dropped an uplink so far. For the amount of series Envy have played, ridiculous numbers.
Think about how stupid this is statistically for me. You look at Stage 2, your regular season to get in. Envy's best mode was Hardpoint. They struggled everything else. You get Stage 2 playoffs, their best mode by a wide margin is S&D. 2 weeks later, you get the champs. Their best mode is uplink. Like what in the hell? It's like every other week they have a best game mode. I don't get it.
It's just like in the NFL, right? I mean, you've got to peak at the right time going into the playoffs. Doesn't matter if the offense isn't there at the beginning of the season. You get the defense. You get everything on that same page. Once you get to the playoffs, you find yourself in the Super Bowl, and that looks like what Envy did here. They got all their game modes clicking at the right time.
We keep stressing uplink for all the new viewers out there. Uplink, a game mode where there's a central satellite drone. The players, they call it, well, a ball. Basically, you grab that ball, you grab that drone, and you move it forward on the map. It gives you extra armor when you're carrying it, but you cannot shoot. You have no weapon. You have to have your teammates protect you so you can move it forward. You throw it into the portal, the enemy's portal, it counts as 1 point. If you can physically carry it on in and dunk it, it counts as 2. Some people say it's like basketball.
Yeah, I was saying, if you're a new viewer, it's very much like basketball. But this has been a strong game mode for Optic throughout the year. Uplink has been one of their more dominant game modes. I know a lot of time we talk about S&D being their best, but I feel like that's to a degree more recently. Throughout the year, they have been very, very good in Uplink. But the problem is this, Matt. It's throwback. And you and I have talked about it. They have like an 80 to 90% win rate when you look at Precinct and look at Frost. You get here, it's more 50-50. They, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's communication or what, we've talked about so many times, they allow flankers to get through. They don't check their close corners. They get shot in the back repeatedly. They got to fix it here.
Yeah, Throwback is a map unlike a Precinct or a Frost, right? When you see the drone get picked up on either of those maps, you know exactly where it's going. You know where the gunfights are going to take place. Throwback with the drone in the middle of the map, obviously such a wide open area.
Yeah.
There's so many angles to watch, so many places to look. And then we see, on the offensive end, when the teams have the drone, just numerous ways to score it. Not a really preferred route like we see on a lot of other maps.
What I think is scary is I think this comes down to like 99%. It's just team comms. Like, yes, is it heavy slang? Sure. I mean, it is a first-person shooter. That is going to be crucial in this. But, if you were watching the other day and you heard the comeback from Envy against the United, that was some of the best comms I've ever heard as they made that rally. No panic. They were calm. If they play like that here, I think we're looking at 2-1 Envy.
To everybody tuning in, welcome. Again, this is the Call of Duty World League Championship presented by PS4. Letting the players get a couple things fixed up on stage, and we'll hop right into map number 3. We appreciate your patience. To stress the importance of this matchup, that right there, the coveted trophy that gives you the title of Call of Duty World League Champions here in Infinite Warfare. For the Call of Duty World League this year, $4 million were up for grabs, continuing to improve and grow year on year. $1.5 million this weekend.
And it's a road, like you said. We started all the way back in December, right? We had an event in Las Vegas to kick off the year. We've had a full league throughout the course, a ton of $200,000 open events, and it's all culminated with this.
Yeah, and for me to see every champs all the way back to the first one, Black Ops 2, and just now, like from that venue to this, just the amount of players, the amount of fans, more money on the line. It's really been a treat to watch happen.
Rig draft has begun. Players selecting their classes. You see Slasher going on through right there. He'll be running an active camo payload here in game number 3.
And thanks, guys, for getting patient. Trust me, we're wanting to hop into this as quickly as we can. We mentioned maybe a controller issue for Formal before the previous map. It looks like it may have popped up again, so not sure if he's getting a replacement or it's fixed, but we are getting ready to hop into the game. And we'll see, man. Can Optic Gaming push this a distance, get us to a second best of 5? Or will Envy close it?
And one way Envy can control this game is just obviously by controlling the drone, right? If they pick up the drone, they kind of play a little bit more passive with it. Maybe it frustrates Optic. They start to push out a little bit more. Those kills come a little bit easier for Envy. Then you start knocking down the 1-point throws. And then they get frustrated again. They have to come further and further out of that base. Make it easier on yourself if you're Envy.
If you've been watching all day here on Championship Sunday, Optic and Envy already played a series. Envy beat them 3-1, but in Uplink, Crimsix had his worst map of the weekend at double negative. Envy, the reason why they won in that was exactly that. They grabbed the drone, they kept the pace and pressure towards the side of the map they wanted, and they made sure Optic had to play into their hand. Maven, this statistically is Optic Gaming's worst map. I guess I'll ask your prediction. We haven't really talked about this much ourselves.
Prediction for Maven?
I'm not predicting anything for this series whatsoever.
Fine.
But if I was a betting man, you got to go Envy.
Okay, thank you for your prediction.
You're welcome.
Just had to make that
It's
tough.
just, I mean, they've been 100%.
Must have been really difficult for you to make that.
But
Hold on.
Oh.
Is that supposed
Who's the guy on the left?
I actually can't name any of those. I think the only thing that gives away Scump is the red hair. Formal with the hat. Okay, 2 for 4, I'll give you. 2 for 4.
That was really tough to figure out.
I
there,
had
Jack.
no
It
idea
was.
who
It was.
Crimsix or Karma was.
It doesn't matter, because you know what? We're going to get to see them in the flesh in game. Map number 3 starting up right now. We're back on Throwback this time. It is Uplink. Make some noise, folks. Let's get into it.
Nice shots there from Slasher, and that is a duel you are going to see throughout the game on this bike path side of the map. Slasher versus Formal at long range. Ooh, another nice kill. And you know, when we look back to the Stage 2 playoffs where these guys matched up, what stood out to me is Slasher was so good early and started to taper off a little bit once we got to the second best of 5. It would be huge for Envy to close this out in the first one. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about any kind of slowdown.
Without a doubt. You see John running the NV4 here as well, as Envy has controlled mid-map. A little bit more AR pressure than we normally see on a map like Throwback. Obviously very small. You know, you get some more ARs out, Jack, you slow the pace of the game down.
Slasher trying to hold this middle lane. He's 4-1 off the break, a 4.0 KD. His counterpart in Formal, he's got the better of him so far in this game 3. Nice job by Scump to clear out his base alongside Crimsix. As Optic Gaming get 3 down on Envy and look to go on the offensive.
Here we go. This is the big thing. He's going to spawn them out towards blue. They're going to wrap back, and Scump's got so much fun here. First one down, second one down. It's a party in the NV base. There's a third to challenge. Come at me. He gets the better of him.
He did go at him.
He did. He certainly did. And they stop it. Like, how do you not get a point behind that as they're pushing forward?
The drone is just way too slow there for Optic Gaming. It needs to get into the base of Envy faster. That should have been points. And against a team like Envy in a situation like this, you can't have those opportunities to score go without getting points.
I will say, I do believe that there was a member of Envy who wound up overextending through the mid-train to slow down the pressure. Optic, I think their mistake came in where they didn't throw it forward for yards. Give Scump the option to wrap back and grab the drone himself and throw it in for the
there was one player cutting through that mid-tracks, and that, I mean, for me, is exactly what I was talking about with Optic. It's whether they don't count 4 dead. They think they have everybody, they lose somebody, and they're able to get in behind and disrupt. But for JCap, it's a 1-point toss. Ooh. No interception there. Envy on the board first. And Apathy! 3-piece in the base. Somebody stop this man.
Hey, calm down. One of them was his teammate. One of them was John. Don't worry.
The dark
it looked really cool. It looked awesome. That's all that matters.
Spin around like a ballerina.
Make it a top 5 play.
There we go. That's fine. We'll take the team kill.
Optic looking to answer here. They've got the open lane. Karma for the throw. Connects as well. 1-to-1 Karma with a point. JCap with a point in this game 3.
JCap having another good respawn game. He was great in the game 1 on Retail. Showing up here in game number 3. 11-5 start. Currently on a 4 streak. You're in those Trinity rockets. You can do a lot of damage with him. As I say that, completely jinx him. He falls.
Well, John took drone out towards courtyard and tagged up. Couple in bar with bullets and with that grenade. Just trying to get him behind. Surely he'll find a free kill. Able to take down Karma. Drone still in an aggressive position. We only have 2 players left here on the attack for Envy. It seems like the defense will hold strong. Crimsix, Scump, they clear it out. Now we're headed back to mid-map.
And you can see Envy had a strat to open up this map where they had so many assault rifles in hand. Basically no ERAD pressure. Now they've swapped back to a more, straight up fight. Nearly snaps there for the kill. Karma gets the 2-piece. This should be a dunk for Optic Gaming as they look to take the lead. There it is from Karma.
And look, they're going to all overextend through courtyard. I believe it's Crimsix out there waiting for him. Flushes them back to mid-map.
There's no one there for the drone, man.
Yeah, I like that decision by Envy. Instead of wrapping back to the base, they go take the gunfights on the top side of the minimap. Now by doing that, they force Karma out of their own base back towards that mid. They've gotten control yet again.
And Scump, who we talked about, the slow start in game 1, he started to assert his dominance here in the game 3. 14 and 12. But now a couple kills going the way of Optic, and going the way of Envy. And you take a look at mid-map, all those blue arrows, they're set up in position to make a play.
They're fully set up, and that's a big first blood onto Karma. Crimsix, his entire job to watch this field. He's the number 4 on your minimap. He's got his hands full right now, trying to stay alive. Slasher cuts down Formal. The 1-point throw is off from Envy, and it's good. They bring it back to a 1-point game.
2 1-point tosses for Envy. No interception there yet for Optic Gaming. You clear out your base, though. There's 25 seconds left to work with. You see JCap working towards overdrive. He's spotted one in the back of the bike path as well. That'll be Formal, who I think connects with a perfect grenade, and 1 bullet into him. I think you've got a chance here, maybe, to get a score in the closing 10 seconds.
I mean, this looks good. They throw the drone over the building. They've got the yards they need. The nade misses. Karma now with the drone. 4 seconds left. Will he go for the dunk in the final moment? Yes, he will. Optic Gaming up by 2 possessions at the half.
Nice close to that first half. And again, we talked about how this could be a weakness, but the big thing I think is, for many, you're on the more preferred side in that first half if you're Optic Gaming.
It was funny. I was about to say, Envy finally being tested in uplink, Matt, down at the half. Almost forgetting the E-United comeback they had yesterday. If you didn't get to see it, you have to go watch it. One of the more impressive comebacks we've ever seen in Call of Duty. Envy were down 10-0 at the half, scored 12 points in a row to win the game.
Yeah, and there in the first half, you saw Envy control the drone more than Optic Gaming. They're able to touch the drone 6 times there. Optic Gaming 4, but Optic Gaming has the lead here going into side number 2. You see Scump now has earned score streaks as well. Those will be huge.
I believe he has a 7th streak going through both sides and keeps it going enough to pick up the Trinity Rockets, to pick up the bombardment. Formal showing off as well with a nice wall bang. Spot Slasher. We'll see you later. We'll be coming off a spawn. 1 in window. Eliminated. 3rd. Almost with the snap. But things looking good in the opening half. Opening of the second half here for Optic Gaming. As they've got drone, they're pushing towards Lemon.
Optic outslaying by 5 kills right now. So John will now try to push forward with this E-Rad. He's only 10 and 13 right now. Scump is outclassing him.
Optic up 5-2 and trying to take the key swing game here in uplink. Let's toss it to a listen in.
Top green 1. Top green. Yo, get ball. Top green 1 shot. Top green 1 shot. He's going for ball. He's going for ball right away. 1 shot. Slasher as well. He's going for ball. Where's he going? He might go shot for the 1. He's going for it. Nice. Come right. Miss it. I'm laying down. Going back. Play it. One's be cut. One's be cut. One guy, one close. They might try to go. Cap was right. Top. He's there. Play it. Good job. Oh. Next to Damon. One's next to Damon. Cap's out already. Dick, Slasher, half health.
Stay alive. Stay alive. Light top red? Yeah, they did. Yo, hit B cut. I got your red underpass. Watch your red stairs. One has to watch red stairs.
Top red on me.
Red underpass. He's going B cut from red.
Top red.
I got one B cut. B cut. Another one.
Left line of me, guys. Nice. Apathy, top red.
He's red sidewalk.
Top left train. Both
red sidewalk. Another one. App. He hit our side, I think. Nice, Ian. Caps up.
You want to wrap it right? Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I'll go for ball. Yeah. You throw it right. Once week. I'm trying to watch it. Let's go. I'm gonna streak. Ian, grab. Yeah, I got ball. Ian, grab it. Come on. Everyone hold. I'm streaking. Go. Run forward. Go. One back right. All the way around. I'm going all the way around. In the door. In the room. You can play one. Get a one, Ian. Got it.
Shit, baby.
Oh my God.
Lemon spawn.
Close the streak. And I'm Bodie.
Lemon spawn, right?
Yeah. Watch that absolute they're mid. Going on Lemon John absolute. He's going to green sidewalk.
He's behind the fence. 2 behind the fence. I'm staying down.
One shot. Absolute. Got him. One more little left. John. Mid map. Dead. Nice 3. Last guy.
Be cut.
He's green pocket. Be cut underpass. Stay up. I'm flanking.
I'm throwing Lemon.
You're on the street. Front behind you. One shot.
Oh, good. He's Lemon.
He's pushing our side. We got bottom barn. I got one.
Apps
green underpass. He pushed mid map.
Here.
Apps on our side some more, guys.
Yeah, Apps on our side. John, grab ball.
He's low left on me. Back. He's in bowling, guys. You're bowling app. I'm getting top red. Watch out behind trash again. He's in bowling now. Top green, slasher.
Under 2 to play, and the lead extending now for Optic Gaming. It's 6-2. Matt, what stood out to you the most in that listening?
Just that play that Scump called towards the end. They were able to coordinate, picking up that drone, using that Trinity rocket and pushing on forward. There comes in the other streak. The bombardment takes out 2. So Envy, that's the second time they've touched a drone here in half number 2. Optic has had it in their possession the entire time.
And the big thing here, if you're trailing by 2 scores here like Envy, you have to look at overdrive, you have to look at camo. JCap has that overdrive. Slasher, a ways to go to the camo. I don't think he's going to see it in this game. So if you're Optic, just bide your time, play exactly the way you have been. You don't have to worry about those fearsome payloads.
Oh, this is probably Slasher's worst uplink game of the weekend so far. -7 right now, 0 points on the board. He's been struggling to match the slaying power that Scump has brought. He's been in his face all game. JCap trying to clear out this Optic Gaming base. They've got a lane to go. This is their chance to come back now, Maven.
Scump popping reactive. Gets melted though, but they do get traded back. Final person there. The clear is in. Optic Gaming gets it out. I agree. Jack, that may have been the final opportunity for Envy.
What a play from Crim 6-4. Also melts Apathy there with the NV4. 40 seconds left. Envy might lose their first uplink of the weekend.
Scump was the absolute key here. You have got to have aggression with your players up front, but can Crim get the dagger? The one away, 7-2. It's a 3-possession game, under 30 to play.
It's finally happened. 4 dead again on Envy. Optic have taken control of the base. This game is done. Envious aren't undefeated in uplink anymore. Optic up 2-1 in our first potential of 2 best of 5.
I asked you earlier, Matt, if you could throw stats out the window for this. That might be an example of why maybe you can, right? Envy undefeated. The worst uplink for Optic does not matter.
And if they lose this series, they're really going to be kicking themselves. Because the one guy you were probably worried about from this Envious roster was JCap. He has a fantastic game 1 on Retail. Slasher and John, non-existent. You come here to game 3, JCap puts up 29 kills. You get 19 from Slasher, 16 from John. Those guys play a little bit better in the respawns. Who knows what this series would look like?
And I can't speak to more. Crim and Scump were so crucial there. This is a map where if you can get your subs forward, like the reason Optic would struggle against teams like Luminosity, Saints, Classic, always in their face, never able to get comfortable, always playing off their back foot and spawn. Scump was just constantly harassing Envy, Crim hitting flanks, Karma hitting flanks when needed. That was impressive stuff from Optic Gaming.
How about this for an interesting note? This is the closest Optic Gaming as an organization have ever come to beating Envy in a series at a Call of Duty championship. The last 3 series, the only 3 they've ever faced each other in, Envy won all 3 at a 3-1 map count. Optic now 1 map away from making their own history within this organizational battle.
Envy, they do find themselves down, 2-1, but you go to Scorch. You've already beaten Optic on this map today.
Well, what do you think they did right? Like, why did they lose that score? Or, sorry, what did Envy do right to beat them on that Scorch? Was something that stood out?
I mean, they just out-rotated them. I mean, TP has talked about it at length on the desk. They just don't rotate early enough. They just really rely on their slaying to break into these hills. You don't pick up the kills, you're going to find yourself down by a lot. So if you're Envy, you come out with the same game plan for Scorch. You go to a game 5. And then, I mean, you kind of talk like, look, there's no pressure on us. We have another series if we lose this map. All the pressure is on OG, and we're great in search and destroy.
But remember, Apathy in the first series was a monster, specifically in something like the Scorch, and he struggled in the first hardpoint. I know Retaliation, far different than Scorch when you're talking about weapon choice, the range of the gunfights you're going to have. But for you, Jack, do you expect Apathy to bounce back here?
He needs to. But in my heart, I truly feel it's Optic Gaming's time to force this second best of 5 to reset the bracket and go for that chance at this title.
I feel like John and Slasher are just way more of a key for Envy. Like, I think you can get through a game where Apathy doesn't play his best, and maybe JCamp puts together a game where he's around even or slightly negative. You cannot get by this team if you're not going to get production out of Slasher and John.
And this is not the first time, again, where we've seen it. There's multiple times. So we talked about stage 2, how Envy had to beat them, or Optic had to beat them twice. Go back to Orlando of last year, and Envy had a similar opportunity where they took the first best of 5, go to a second, Optic takes it. But these guys have been in a lot of extended series. These 8 players, it is so special to see.
We're breaking records and making history here at the Call of Duty World League Championship. 2 teams remain. Oh, look at that sign. No bling, not a king. Scump looking for his first ever ring today. Can Optic Gaming force the second best of 5? Let's find out.
Let's check out the opening break. I can tell you, at least from the last time they played, they're spawning on opposite sides off the rip. Favorable side to Optic Gaming here, which will give them a nice chunk of time, or it should give them a nice chunk of time, as it's a little bit easier to get control early. Slasher wants none of it, though, as he cuts down 3 and gets a nice angle here on Cave.
Slasher's like, I will make sure we get to this final search and destroy. 3-0 off the break. Envy spawning on the left preferred side, Matt, and still outplaying Optic off the break.
It's a great start here for Envious. Slasher putting some shots down. He will finally drop. But if you're Envy, you take a lot of time, Jack, and you control those spawns, you're in a good shape. But look at this. The bottom side of the minimap, you see everybody from Envy spawning out. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Karma to pick up these kills. And you see in the kill feed, he does fall. That's going to make Crimsix back all the way up here, trying to get it set up for Turbine.
And you hope you get a favorable spawn for Karma over by Turbine, but he spawns in Hangar. He's got to go the whole way across the bridge, wrap back, try to turn this into a 4v4 gunfight. But Scump and Crimsix seem up to the task for now, as they'll find the opening 2 picks and get into the hard point.
Karma always playing a step ahead of his opponents, it seems. He's now behind multiple players of Envy. John eliminated as well. That'll force Envy to push in an awkward scenario. You see Apathy, he's got to wait for his team, but Crimsix spots him. OG pushing out these lanes may have been a sign of a great control kill from the
Exactly, because each of those kills you get, it delays the push that can come in. You see Krem dropping just a little bit short of that bombardment, but you know, Karma dies in that position, he spawns right back with his teammates. For Envy, you're spawning the whole way out in Rocks, whole way out in Hangar, and having to wrap back. But now with 20 seconds, coming up shortly are going to be the key gunfights as we transition to the next hard point.
Yeah, if you're Envy, you give up on this. You have Apathy here. Already pushed up way too far. He will fall. But it's really these engagements on the other side of the map. Slasher's able to get 1. Envy can get right back into this. You're able to hold Hangar. There's only really 3 entrances in. You get a few kills here. If you're Envy, you find yourselves back right in it.
And these stats right now, a little bit more reminiscent of those Stage 2 playoffs where it was Slasher boasting a 1.33 KD through days 1 and 2. And the rest of Envy a little bit slow in the respawns. The other 3 need to pick it up right now if they want any chance.
I was going to say, exactly, when that was how it worked, they weren't winning respawns, right? It was all through search and destroy. So we'll see what JCap, John, and Apathy can do to supplement the slaying prowess of Slasher. Doubling up their opponents right now, though, is Optic Gaming.
This is a lot of good time here for Envy. John had dropped in the back, and they had lost the spawn. Slasher's able to get 2, trying to find 1 more. Not able to take out Karma. There is the break that Optic needed. 30 seconds left, still on Hangar.
That was almost a 1v4 hold from Slasher. I mean, he got awfully close to making a play and maybe even giving spawns to his team, but you get that remaining, 25 or so seconds here for Optic. You push the lead out again, and now we'll head over to Drill.
Here's an example of maybe where we see a streak come into play. Optic up by 1 full minute. Again, the time they need to reach, 250 seconds overall, just shy of halfway there. Just shy of forcing the second best of 5.
Now you saw Crimsix earned the streak early in this one. Trinity Rockets will be great for breaking Turbine, maybe breaking into Drill. Here we go. Speaking of it, they're out. Apathy, the first target, not going to be able to connect. Just scouting it, hovering it right now, and will pick up Slasher. Now they'll try to break through.
And it looks like they'll do just that. You see Crimsix, he only gets 1 kill with the Trinity Rocket, but it's important to stress, Matt, for people at home. In competitive Call of Duty, streaks aren't all about just getting kills. It's about forcing your opponents out of position.
Yeah, I mean, you have that missile over the Drill Hill. It's going to force everybody on Envy.
Clear on out.
Into cover, yep. And you're going to run right into the guns of Optic Gaming. But if you're Envy, you work this down into a manageable game, Jack. So what I like on the side of Envy is that they forced out that Trinity Rocket. Do you think John is going to, play as poorly? Maybe Cap turns up, you get Turbine. Then you're right back in this game. You put a ton of pressure on Optic to close it out.
Look at the scoreboard for Optic Gaming. We talked about being able to survive a slow start from Scump or Formal. You're getting a slow start from both, and you're up 50 points right now. That, I think, is a very scary stat for Team Envious.
Well, I think the big thing is because Slasher's really there slaying. Look at JCap, 2 and 9. His worst map so far today. Non-existent in the slaying right now for the boys in blue.
He's got 4 in a row. Can we switch over to Karma right now? There's the 5th, 15 and 9, 200 off the Trinity Rockets, and awfully close to picking up that camo payload. He has been brilliant on Championship Sunday.
And I was talking about it before this map even started. You had 2 very good respawns from JCap. You needed to take advantage of those when you've got the good games out of Cap. Now having a rough one here, 2 and 11. You are getting a good game from Slasher, though, trying to keep Envy in it.
That's what's scary. I mean, you kind of expect maybe one of those games going to happen from Cap. I mean, we've seen them in the past where he can sometimes be a liability. We know the tangibles, the intangibles he brings to his team. But can he pick it up over the second half of this game?
Optic have a timing window right here. They've got to go before the pinch comes in. It's developing now from Apathy on the top side of your minimap. He peeks on in, cuts down Crim6. Karma now dead in the hill. Envy, they should be able to hold this one unless there's a miraculous play from Formal.
Well, he does get a kill. Can he turn it into more? Well, Karma won't forget that one. 180. But Slasher still holding inside. He has camo to go.
So now you're going to take the last 30 seconds or so here if you're Envy. And I think if you can get Optic to panic, right? The score getting closer. Optic had a huge lead. Maybe they push out from Hangar and you're able to get to that side of the map.
JCap just got his third kill. He's 3 and 14.
Oh, third ringer, 3 kills. Serious?
At this point, who knows?
Well, I mean, look, the guy's got 3 kills. They're still in this game. It just shows you how good Envy is on this map. And what did I talk about? Maybe you're able to take Turbine and you get the rotation to Hangar. They pick up all the kills. They're in control at the start of this hill.
This is insane. I mean, you're literally surviving a 0.2 KD from Cap right now and holding inside. He gets one more, but the break comes in for Optic right when you thought we might see a lead change for the boys in blue. It's the green wall coming on through.
Karma, one of the better players in this top Hangar hardpoint. He typically hits that high wall run. Slasher knows it, so he immediately explodes that Scarab, picks him up as he's weak. Here comes the challenge, 1-1 by Formal. The trade should come in though, JCap dead. John trying to stay alive, able to get one, and FTL to safety. Again, trades is the theme right now on Hangar.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a lot of time for either side, just because so back and forth, it's so heavily contested. The lead ends up being pretty similar to when we got here in the first place.
But if you are Envy, just remember, they already burned that one streak that Crim had on Drill. You go over to this hard point. Maybe you get a pinch going. You do have Slasher with the active camo for the side of Envy over on Turbine when it comes up.
JCap on the pinch, Formal, the late reaction time. Punished because of it. 1 versus 1 now for the hill. It looks like Optic Gaming come out on top.
Envy down 30, trying to mount an incredible comeback here on Scorch. Let's listen in.
All good. We're only down 30.
Oh, we gotta get blue control.
He's flanking Cliff again.
Blue control here.
One's gonna come middle. One's gonna come middle.
Call the car. Car's going. Another car. I'm one shot elbow.
He's in blue set.
One
In blue
shot.
set.
1 week in
Blue set.
Hildo nade. I'm still. Another car.
All good. They used all their shit right there. All good. They used all their shit.
What was the blue? What was the blue set?
He holds right here.
He's middle.
No, we can do this, man.
Set that.
What's the
Yo,
no?
hold the flank, someone.
I'll hold down.
Getting a new.
One could flank cave.
He did.
Flank cave.
He's hitting it.
Cave dead. I'm one
Stay
shot.
up. He's on you middle.
Get the
Nice.
Yeah, stay up.
Cave.
Did it quick.
I'm the other side.
Stay alive. I'm coming back.
Slow stuff. One shot, weak their side.
Do that.
Nice.
All right, we're winning
Be
this fucking
aggressive,
game.
bro. Be
Winning this fucking game right here.
I'm checking
You look at
Hangar.
that? Yeah, go for that.
They'll be alive.
Top off, top off.
The last thing he hears from Slasher, we are winning this bleeping game. Can they do it? They've had incredible
Family show.
comebacks all weekend.
It's a family show.
Let's see if they can do it.
They have one payload, and it might just be the best they can ask for in active camo from Slasher. Will it be enough, though, for them to make this miraculous comeback?
You get one hold on Turbine.
Uh-oh. Optic spawn out
Get
too.
across map. Yep, this is looking good for Envy here at the beginning. You get a hold here, and let's say for argument's sake, Karma uses that camo and they get nothing for it. This is one where Envy will definitely end up taking the lead.
Several down, all down right now for Envy,
that's
and they
huge.
are in. Karma's got the camo here. You get the final 5 seconds. Envy spawning out. You're set up for Turbine. This should be the game, but it's all going to be on the Centurion and also on the camo from Slasher. Will he be ready for this?
One final push is all they have. Optic Gaming 8 seconds away. The challenge from Slasher. Can he find a kill?
He's in. He's behind. 2 kills to Envy, but Scuff and Formal there to trade it out. Karma, Scuff, Formal, they clear house. Series 1 goes to Optic Gaming.
The Amway Center are on their feet right now. This place is electric. as we're going to a second best of 5 between these two incredible teams.
And you saw Envy, they rotated that Turbine Hill, but all the kills went in favor of Optic Gaming. If Envy swings a few of those in their favor, now the score starts to get close to about even. The camo comes out from Karma. Maybe you saw the rest of that timeout, and you give yourself a chance to come back in that one. But man, that first series, an exciting one.
I don't know if you could have wrote a script better than this, but the first series to Optic. Next, we've got another best of 5. It's getting crazy here in the Amway Center, but we've got our professional analysts available. I want them to break this down. Ben, buddy, take it away.
Thank you very much, Maven. Well. Optic Gaming reset the bracket. We're going on a second best of 5, and that series was crazy, very crazy. Phil, I was looking at you during that last map. I was like, I believe this is going game 5. You thought otherwise, and you were in fact correct. Optic Gaming looking very, very good. And team, I asked the question to you as well. From a player standpoint, if you were a Team Envious, if you were on that main stage right now, you've just had the bracket reset against you, what goes through your mind?
Just trying to calm down and figure out what was going wrong. Optic made a lot of adjustments compared to that winner bracket final we saw between these two teams. I think Envy realizes that. Right. And on that map number 4, what are you really going to do when someone like Cap is going that far negative? You don't think it's going to happen again. And it's mostly just slowing it down and finding a way to shut down the players on Optic Gaming as much as possible. On that map number 3, you saw Scump take over. Map number 4, Krim was having a beast of a game with that E-Rad.
Right.
Try and slow the game down as much as possible should be the goal.
Well, we'll go ahead and break down that first best of 5. We'll start with map 1. Of course, this one goes Optic Gaming's way, Merc, and it was the perfect start that Optic needed.
Yeah, this is what we talked about, right? In this pregame, I felt like if Envy was going to take this series, they needed this map. But Optic, 3LG, they come to this very, very hot. It was a weird start to this game because you felt like Envy had control. They were getting the kills early on Bridge, but they weren't picking up time. Towards that lower street, again, they left 15 seconds to set up for that Cathedral Hill. Well, Optic breaks them. A very good job by them. Envy, they just weren't picking up the kills. There was times when this game got pretty close, but then Optic went away from it. Just a great game overall from Formal, from Karma.
Yeah, and I mean, even when they gave up that free 10, 15 seconds of time, if you're going to do that, you need to make sure you lock down the spawns. Well, JCap, he has an engagement. The player's on his steps. He's on a nice little head glitch in the back, but he flies out. He takes the challenge for absolutely no reason, of course. It was on Optic Gaming. If they're trying to push into the hill, they have to force the action, but JCap does that. He falls, the entire thing collapses, and then you're just off to a terrible start.
Yeah, terrible indeed. There, the final score, 250 to 135. Then map 2 comes through, and just when you're thinking, okay, all right, Optic Gaming, we see you starting on strong. Team Envious come out, and it was a comfortable win, Momo.
Yeah, it was, and this is where the crowd really started to heat up, especially when Formal picked up the sniper. But, and it was a big but there, Envious, they kind of showed, you know, what they can really do against a team like Optic Gaming, and this is what we talked about previously. I've got to say, this is like, you know, Formal and John Sniper. This is entertainment. This is Call of Duty's finest right now. But Envy, for me, they were that more methodical team, and I think Optic Gaming, they were caught out a couple of times. And I think that's really what was shown in the end. Apathy, another great series, 11-3, 3.67. You know, he's putting in a shift here for Team Envious.
The same Optic offensive defaults we've seen all weekend long. Just not sure why there's not just a little bit of changes here and there. I get it, they like the plan A, but Envy, they caught on. John had some great snipes. This is why this Optic Envy series is so good, because Envy's able to respond. They have the experience. When you're able to make the series go on longer, that's when players like Apathy and John, they can step up. They can take over those respawn games. Unfortunately, they didn't get that this time, but that's why Envy's able to do it. They keep themselves in the series. A lot of the teams, they falter to Optic Gaming and Search and Destroy, but a great response from Envy.
Well, series tied at 1-1 at that point, and then we go over to Uplink. And going in, Team Envious was 100% on this game mode. Team, not anymore.
Well, the King took over on this one, taking every single gunfight that he possibly could. And the reason that he was able to do that is Envious just kept taking those fights. And sometimes you match up against a player that is just on form in a given moment. Usually it's Scump or Formal on this team. And when he's just gunning you like that, you got to start playing corners. You got to start playing smarter and make him look for you a bit. Scump had no reason to slow down whatsoever throughout the majority of this map. And you can see exactly what happens. He's hip firing people. He gets those streaks. It's a snowball effect. Optic Gaming has always been, since these 4 players came together, the best at, you know, snowballing maps into their control. Scump does it here.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of things, if you think back to the first time they played on Frost earlier, Envy was kind of able to just straight up outplay them. They were able to mix things up and do different stuff. They sat in sub-bay for a long time, and they were able to stagnate the drone and Optic. Well, when they're forcing the action, they didn't have as much success. But on a map like Throwback, well, it's going to be non-stop action the entire time. The only place you can stagnate is over by field, but the drone never sees that side of the map. So when it's just constant gunfights after gunfights, whoever's winning them is going to win the map. And Optic, again, just a full-on performance from them, way too strong.
I think as well, you know, what we saw in the replay then, that kind of game-changing moment where one of the Envy players takes down that reactive armor, and you think for a second, hang on, this could be, you know, a relay, 50 seconds left. However, the overdrive gets popped, it all gets a little bit kind of clustered, and it doesn't pay off for Envy, and then you know that Optic Gaming, they are, you know, obviously defeating uplink of Envy, defeating Envy on uplink, and then pushing that game forward. And that's where you start to look around. You think, are we going to a second best of 5? And that's when you asked me, and you kind of said, are we getting a game 5? I don't think so. They've just lost this map, Scorch Harpoon, but I just think the momentum that they had, if they carry this through now to the second best of 5, boy, we're on for a good game of Call of Duty.
Definitely will be. As you heard Momo say, we go into map number 4. And even though Team Envy has just been Optic Gaming on this map, Merc, you see Optic Gaming bounce back. Yeah,
they fixed their mistakes from that first series that we saw in the winners final. They were rotating the hills, they were getting the kills when we needed. Still at times, you saw it, there was some openings. Envious, they almost start that comeback, but just a great job overall. Crim6 has a big game. We've said it all week long. If he plays well, this Optic team will be so hard to stop. He does it here. Just a great game from Optic.
It's a great battle back and forth, and I just loved how Optic was able to perform teamwork-wise on Drill Hill, especially on this one. I feel like the baiting and switching, they'd pick up the first kill, they'd wait a second, wait for the other players on spawn behind them, and then just slide out. They were all baiting for each other. Scuff has said it multiple times. Multiple players on this team have said it multiple times. If they're all playing selfless, they're going to win this World Championship. I saw it there on Scorch, and Joe, you touched on it already. A great job of adapting to what they did wrong in the previous series.
Yeah, I just think Hanger was the big one for me. I mean, you could see it was even, but that's where they lost that game 1 in the winners finals. You could tell that they were trying to put the back spawns. Formal was putting emphasis on it, and they were sort of closing in on the team of Team Envious. They were honestly giving them the hill, but then they would hit it from all 4 angles. You know, series number 1, Slasher 1.0. On the other side, Skunk stepping it up, plus 10 in this first series.
You heard Jack say, hey, Skunk, this is probably the most important series of your life. Best KD on Optic Gaming, a 1.14, a fantastic first set. But now, this grand final gets simple. It is a best of 5. Winner takes home your World Championship. Optic Gaming, they've done the hard work, they've reset the bracket. Now, though, a whole new best of 5. And I'm curious to see the maps that we have for this one. Throwback Hardpoint, Crusher Search, Precinct Link, Breakout Hardpoint, Retail, Search, and Destroy. In terms of this map set, Teep, I'm going to start with you.
I feel like Envy needs to take this first 2. I think they have a pretty solid chance on the throwback. It's kind of a coin flip, though. Envious looks way better in Search and Destroy, so I think I'm leaning definitely towards Envious, the boys in blue for Crusher. From then on, I really don't know. I could see a map 5 in the series, but if it is going to go for a map 5, yeah, that's what we're all hoping for at this point. But I think those maps 1 and 2, so crucial. Throwback, so important.
I mean, obviously the maps are going to be important, right? But at this point, I think Optic Gaming is just too strong. Their record against Envy so far, they're like 8-2. Well, now 9-2 in series count. They look fantastic. They're better the vast majority of the time. Envy, the one match that we just saw them win earlier, they were playing out of their minds. And I just don't think that's sustainable. I don't think you can put up performances like that consistently against Optic Gaming. Of course, you're going to have to be able to outplay them. But we've seen Optic, they make mistakes occasionally, but they clean them up for the most part. And even on the main stage, this is where they're going to shine.
I'm going with the green wall. I think they end it in 4. I'd love to see a map 5. I think they lose the S&D. I think we see a very close uplink. And then I think Optic Gaming I just have this feeling that they're going to crush it on breakout. I think that's where they end it. That's my prediction. 3-1 Optic Gaming. Their time's now.
Yeah, I think game 1's everything. I think these guys touch on it. We saw these 2 teams. This was the first hardpoint in winners final. Optic, they took control very early on. They were able to win it. And then, you know, you go towards that Crusher. While you guys think Envy is going to take it, I feel like that's an Optic map. I feel like they're going to be very strong on it. And then Precinct uplink, yes, we saw that epic comeback, you know, yesterday from Envy. But I still think that's one of Optic's best uplinks. If Envy want to win this series, they're going to call me crazy. They have to win both hardpoints and game 5.
Steve, you're like, yep.
It's a good call.
Yeah, good call. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. As I said, this is a simple grand final now. It just comes down to one best of 5. We've been talking a little bit about Astro Gaming MVP. Of course, that will be announced at the end of the show over at mlg.tv/overtime. Special guests, of course, Doug, Sensor Martin, and Quinton Rampage Jackson. That one, of course, you do not want to miss that MVP. So prestigious. But as I said, the 2017 CWL Championship presented by PlayStation 4 Grand Final just got simple. One best of 5 winner takes it all. Will it be Optic Gaming for the first time in the organization history, or will Team Envious go back to back?
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League CWL Championship. Well, I did CWL twice there, but we're ready because it's the second best of 5. Optic Gaming, Team Envious, Envy. Backs against the wall now as they lost that first series, Jack. I don't know what to expect, pal.
Finally, Optic Gaming as an organization have beaten Envy in a best of 5 here at a Call of Duty World League Championship. But Matt, they have to do it.
And look, I think we learn about Envy a lot as a team. Last year, they go all throughout winners. They are able to take it there. They're JCap, in Advanced Warfare, all through winners, able to win that one. And now with this Envy roster, they face a lot of adversity throughout the year, a lot of experience. Let's see how they deal with that first tough loss here to OG.
And again, we'll keep coming back to it, but just 2 weeks ago, such a similar scenario. Optic coming from losers at the Stage 2 playoffs, Envy waiting. Optic has to beat them twice, and they get it done. You know, Scump, I remember talking to him. He was so proud of the team. It was so hard to believe in them being able to do it because it happens so rarely. Imagine doing it twice. in a 2-week span with $2 million on the line.
This envious team, they've already won a Call of Duty World League Championship as a roster of 4. They did it last year to end the Black Ops 3 season. Optic Gaming, though, they formed 2.5 years ago with the single goal in mind: win Optic Gaming a Call of Duty Championship. In Advanced Warfare, they placed 7th. In Black Ops 3, they placed 7th. This year, the curse was broken. They're in the grand final, and they're now 3 maps away from fulfilling their destiny.
I think here in this final series, this is where you need your MVP candidates to be MVPs.
Yes.
The side of Envy need a much better series overall from Slasher. They started to play well in that Scorch hardpoint towards the end. You need him better over the course of the entire series. And then on the side of Optic Gaming, I think you're looking at Scump. I know he needs to be the king here. Needs to show up. Everything on the line.
I'm curious, we talk about the MVP. Do you have any strong candidates right now? I feel like for Envy, it has to be, I think, Slasher, clearly. But on the other side, I think you can make an argument for Formal, Karma, hell, maybe any of the guys. But if you talk statistically, I know Formal's certainly been the outlier.
Well, we'll see who will become the MVP. There's nothing else to talk about. Throw the stats out the window. It comes down to this: the final series of competitive Call of Duty here in Infinite Warfare, and it'll be the best one yet. Optic Gaming versus Team Envious. Let's run it back.
On with Karma to kick things off. His teammates clearing the way there, but 3 kills quickly on the kill feed for Envy. Matt, talk to me a little bit about Throwback when it comes to hardpoint. How's it play as a map?
Yeah, you want to control the second hill on this map. The barn hill that'll pop up after this train platform, that is the one where you can take a ton of time on. Then we'll go over to the bike path. And then hill number 4, it'll be in the baseball field. All the way on that right-hand side of the map, we see the members of Optic Gaming spawning. Need to hold that one as well. Barn and baseball, the 2 hills you need to control to win on Throwback.
We'll see what people can do. Optic Gaming and Envy, when they played this earlier, OG showed up big time. Right now, Slasher starting off at 2-2. Holding this outside bike lane as Optic have to push on through to fight for that barn spawn. But look what Crimsix just did on your minimap. He gets a kill, and he's actually going to be here for Optic Gaming.
Well, let's see where that player spawns. Give me the question. Look at that. Look at that. Crimsix gets behind. Now you see Formal pop in the back. You have a chance for a pincher attack now. Optic will be pushing in. Formal with a kill.
And this is such a testament to how good of a player Crimsix is. Always thinking about the win. Matt, that's his only kill this entire map, and it's the reason why OG even have a chance to hold this hill.
Yeah, but it's going to be 1 kill that gives him 15 seconds, which allows him to get right back into this game, but does not matter. The rest of Envy breaks into barn. They will take it back. 30 seconds left on this hill.
And Slasher early asserting his dominance out on bike path towards mid-map. It was Apathy doing the dirty work inside as he is 6-3, looking for his 7th. Just picked up a Scarab, several kills away from that Trendy, but it won't matter as he is traded out by Scump. Scump gets a couple inside before finally JCap takes him out, but it's a Karma and Crimsix show inside.
Hardpoint, a game mode where it's first to 250 score. To the veteran Call of Duty World League watchers, I know you guys know this, but guess what? There are thousands and thousands of new viewers tuning into Call of Duty for the first time today. 250 is the magic number you need to earn a map victory here in Hardpoint.
Well, Karma heating up, 8-5, a 5 streak, and getting close to the Trinity Rocket for himself. Scarab out, trying to scout mid-map, sees one, and actually gets the kill as he was tagged up. That's 3 down now for Envy, as they're looking to try and flip these spawns and get control of that right side of the minimap, as we're going to rotate out to one of our big money hills. Yeah, baseball field.
And Envy's going to give up here on bike path. I mean, they're spawning so far out. They need to hold baseball, though. When you rotate early, you need to take the time at the beginning of the next hard point. For Optic Gaming, they take the rest here on bike path. They're able to get 1 good break. This game 1 will turn into a blowout.
Uncharacteristic start here from Formal, actually. 0 seconds in the hard point. So far this weekend, he's been leading his team in hardpoint time at 93 seconds on average in the hill. You can see he's playing around what's working for his team right now. If his team's winning the gunfights in the hardpoint, he'll slay around it. More than happy to do that with the AR.
2 big stories here. 1, can Optic break in? 2, can Karma build these streaks? Is he so close? The answer is no. They run into a wall that is Envy. All 4 drop. Perfect hold from Team Envious.
That could very well be a game-saving play from Team Envious. You get that first wave of kills. 30 seconds still available on this hard point. You're able to close the gap going into the second half, and you get a better second half from John. You may be very well able to steal this game 1.
Last year in the Call of Duty World League Championship, it was this man, John, who earned the title of MVP for Envious as they took home that incredible prize pot. And the grand final right now, a quiet game from him, a 0.6 KD at just 6 and 10.
But Apathy, the closest we've seen of anybody getting these streaks. He's just a kill and assist away. Trying to maybe find an easy kill. He's got one of the side teammates going to call it out. There it is, 25 points off. Whoever's at back boss, this grenade could be huge, but he's able to slide and get away with his life. Live to see another day. Live to work on these streaks. Shooting a dead body. There's one, though. 25 now to the bombardment.
And you see how good Envy as a team there. They bait for Apathy. They give him that kill. Why were they the best team at the end of Black Ops 3 last year? They're baiting and switching was to perfection, showing you why they are world champions here.
And Matt, you made a great point earlier saying how that hold at baseball could have been the saving grace in this map. It's now been 40 straight seconds for Envy. What was a 60-second lead for Optic is now down to just 15.
Well, and they also get streaks out of that baseball hold as well there on Apathy. So next time that hill comes up, he's going to be able to use those to break. It should go to Envious again.
And what did I ask you before this? Can Apathy pick it up? He struggled in the last series. They need him to be huge here in hardpoint. He's done just that. Nearly a minute in the hardpoint. 17 and 10. He's leading all Slayers in the lobby. But Karma, some filthy shots there in the top window.
I mean, right now he might be the MVP of the grand final for Optic Gaming. Scump. Something went wrong for him on that engagement there as Apathy snaps on him to put his KD to just shy of a 2.0.
And this is a map where Scump has gone off famously. We've seen him drop 50 plus, right? He's the all-time slaying leader on this particular map. But I think Apathy going so huge right now has really been a crux for him.
You see Envious now will take the lead. John in this back area of the map, he has done such a nice job picking up these kills, controlling the spawns for Envy, which has given them this hard point.
And what did you say just a minute ago, Jack? If John's going to pick it up, they're going to get right back into things. And he is streaking. It was 4 before he fell. But Envy looking for a bit of control, pushing this lead out as much as they can.
121 to 106. Envy now on a 100-second swing since they were down by 60 earlier on this map. Karma doing everything he can for Optic Gaming, leading in kills, tied for least amount of deaths, and most time in the hard point. Right now, they just need some more from Crim6 as well as Formal on the map.
And Matt, you've spoken about Crim6. I know you coached him back in the day. Why is it so crucial for him to pick it up in the slaying department right now?
I mean, when he starts to heat up, he may be very well the best player in all Call of Duty. We haven't seen it in a while. We've seen it on occasion. With how good Formal and Scump are, you don't really need it game to game. But in these big moments, when you are one of the leaders, you need to show up. If you get Crim to have a good game, it kind of makes everybody else fall in line.
I like the FTL jump there from Formal. He pushes on through, gets the kill on the final player from Envy, wipes them 4 dead, and now that'll force a spawn on the opposite side of the map from where they want to be. Formal, now 1 kill off the Trinity Rocket. He has to play his life here. These streaks could be huge in Optic Gaming's momentum as we head into the second half of this game.
And here we go, lead change to the favor of Optic Gaming. They've taken it back, but these gunfights in the back are going to be big as well. Can we hop over to Scump real quick? He's going to deal with so much pressure coming in. Can he get a pick, maybe play his life as the rest of the members of Optic rotate over?
Yeah, so Formal picks up that kill, so they will have streaks. We'll see if Optic will invest any of them into this hard point. Here comes the Trinity Rocket. So he gets Slasher, but he also takes out Karma, so you get absolutely nothing out of that Trinity. And because Envy is in control of the hill as well, they don't have to burn any of their score streaks that Apathy has.
Yeah, that's a really poor sequence of events, but Formal does get the bombardment at least out of that, but the streak in the break not going to hold. Envy still here. Cap, the captain, standing strong.
Seems like baseball's been the saving grace for Envy so far in this map. Now up by about 10 seconds. They should be able to thwart this final Optic Gaming push unless, well, Karma does something like that alongside his longtime teammate in Crim6.
And the best part of that 4-team Envious is the score pretty much tied right now. You will see baseball again. So at that moment, you probably have active camo on Slasher, and you have those score streaks. If you lose Barn at the beginning, you could use the camo to get in there. Then you invest those streaks to get baseball at the end.
Well, for now, we're back to mid-map, and it's Scump getting aggressive. He's going to be a real nuisance here as Envy trying to come off spawn. They have to deal with him first. Well, it's a couple of nades up top there in the green that are able to pick him off. 2 kills now. Either way, no one been able to pick up any time. You can see the play clock dwindling under 2 minutes. I don't think that's going to really come into play too much unless we see MEA very well.
You never know.
This is the map it can happen on.
They keep playing like this around the hard point that it might just. As both teams afraid to hop in the hill, Formal snaps to 2. Karma with the 2-piece of his own. And look at Formal. What did I say earlier? Formal was at one point 15 and 14, now 26 and 17, and Karma hasn't skipped a beat.
Formal continues to destroy a 6 streak, 29 and 17, getting the better of his counterpart in Slasher. He's been a monster all weekend long, but there were questions. Would he show up in the grand final? I think the answer is a resounding yes.
14 and 3 in his last 3 lives. Finally does die, but look at the score swing because of it. Optic, we're down by 30, now up by 40. Scump uses the reactive armor there, but it does look like it'll help Optic hold on to this hill.
Envy still, though, with a lot of utility towards the end of this game. See the Trinity Rocket for Apathy. You do have Slasher with the active camo, but they're giving up a ton of time here. Envy needs a break here, unless they're going for a win on baseball. You know, maybe you think you can take some time at bike path, rotate over. I think they need some time on this hill, though. The last 15 seconds or so would be huge. As see, John will lose that engagement to Krim. So it looks like OG will hold on to this hard point.
A full 60 seconds for Optic Gaming, their biggest lead of the map, now up by 75. They cannot afford to throw this one away. They have the tools they need. They have the momentum they need. Formal cuts down Slasher. Karma with one of his own. They're going to try to push on through here. One final player dead. Optic within 10 seconds of taking map 1.
The streaks are out, but 3 kills now to Envy. Not going to end quite yet. If we know anything about this envious side, the never die mentality, they will always fight back until the streaks start plunging in from the sky. Nobody in the hard point right now. Just 7 points needed for Optic Gaming.
Optic want to end the match here, Matt. They cannot let it go back to baseball, which is Envy's best hard point so far in this sequence of events. JCap just contesting, buying time for his team. 245 to 167. The pinch comes in. He does have help, but Optic, they're setting up for the new hardpoint, Maven.
They're set up, and just 5 more points needed. Krem peeks and bowling. He's able to find a kill. Apathy and company now looking to soar in. The time ticking for Optic. They find it. The final tick. Optic Gaming take game 1.
Karma with his best respawn of, I would say, all of the second half of Infinite Warfare right there in map 1.
With the way he's playing in this final, I mean, this may be the best series we've seen him play in a very long time. A lot of questions of, you know, is he the player he once was? You know, in these big game moments, this is when you need him, and he's showing up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he led the way in the game 1 of the first best of 5.
Yes.
I mean, he has been terrific through this. I mean, maybe Formal, your MVP throughout this weekend getting you there, but Karma making an argument right now. He has been so good.
2 maps away are Optic Gaming. People know the famous shot from Vision last year of Formal with his head in his hands after Optic failed again to win this title. This is the closest they have ever been as an organization. I cannot imagine the pressure on their shoulders right now.
And I mean, you know, the last game will be the hardest. Like, you know, winning map 1, great. Winning map 2, excellent. That closeout game, though, like the amount of just pressure, just the intensity that goes into it, it's going to be an extremely tough game, regardless of whether it's like an uplink, a hardpoint, S&D. It's going to be tough.
Well, when we talk S&D, we saw the leaderboard earlier. It's been 3 players from Envy at the top. Slasher, Apathy, John. Formal was, I think, on the list at 8 or 9 until this previous series, right?
I don't know if Apathy was on this list of top 10, but because of how good he has played in the grand final alone against Optic, with 10 plus kills so far in each S&D, he's bumped him all the way up into that second place spot.
A lot like the graphics we saw last year. Slasher, John, Apathy at the top. JCap just making championship plays. Envy has found form here, but they are run up into a juggernaut of Optic Gaming. You know, Game number 2, obviously Envy very good in search and destroy. They dropped this one. May just be too much to overcome.
And if you're Optic, I don't think you can rely on the recipe for the first series to win all these respawns. I just don't think you can do that. It's going to have to come in a search and destroy at some point, whether it's game 2, whether it's game 5. You talk about how strong you've been in it, you have to win it. But you see how spectacular those 3 players have been in search and destroy. This is going to be one hell of a finish, boys.
Let's all take a deep breath here. We're going to slow things down, head into search and destroy. This game mode, 1 life per round. The first team to win 6 rounds will take the map. Optic Gaming up 1-0 in our second best of 5. Amway Center, make some noise. Crusher search and destroy up next.
Slasher, number 1 on that S&D leaderboard. We have seen him drop double digits on this map so many times, earn multiple camos, but there is a flurry of Optic players pushing through. Can he turn the tide? He does get 2 before dropping, but suddenly it's Cap, the man on the hunt for 2 rings and a 1v2. Can't get it done.
Optic fight fire with fire. 4 on 4, and Scump starting to show the energy on the main stage. Some famous clips from the Stage 2 playoffs, Matt. When he gets hyped, Optic Gaming just find their rhythm.
It's like they know they take this game. They have Envy dead in the water. See how they play this next round, as it'll be Optic on offense. A lot of pressure down towards that bottom side of the minimap. Envy stacking inside. See how quick Envy adjusts here. Has to rotate all the way across the map.
Building forward. They're about to hit each other. Here we go.
Formal with first blood. Scump there, hesitant to push forward. They haven't gone for this plant yet. Tactical does connect. And look, I like this from Optic. They're going to fall back for a moment. They don't think Envy would ever try to push through this choke point in this small door. And I don't blame them. Crim6 with the... Oh, this is done.
Last man is Slasher. Don't give a kill to Formal. He's already 4-0.
Once they get rolling, they're very tough to stop. First blood and the first 2 rounds here both result in wins. You know, getting picked at the beginning of these rounds in their previous search and destroy against Envy was their downfall in map number 2. You see the adjustments, at least in the first 2 rounds here. Can they keep it going?
While Optic do look dominant right now, we've learned one thing throughout the last year and a half with this Envy team. Never count them out. We were reminded of that yesterday when they faced EU United. While they are down now, Envy will absolutely be a team that is capable of coming back and potentially taking this series.
And how big would it be, though, for the Optic side if Formal can get those streaks? If he gets them, I'll have you elaborate a little bit more on it. But I know, Jack, you've talked time and time again about how you can turn the tides with those streaks with a couple kills. Back and forth, 2 versus 2. Now Karma by himself. This is one you have to win if you're Envy. Could this be the round that breaks their back if Karma can clutch this 1v2?
But it'd be a big round as well, because Optic draws first blood. And Envy able to win the trades from there on out. Force this 2v1 scenario. We'll see Apathy on your screen. Will get bombed down.
Any points that Karma can earn towards this camo helps Optic Gaming in the long run. He has been spotted, which will let Envy players focus their attention towards this side door. First challenge comes in, peeking around the side, doesn't see him. Apathy with the cleanup. There you go, Envy now on the board.
You gotta like the positioning from Apathy. Completely catches him off guard. And, you know, as much as we talk about clutches, one of the biggest things in Search with this much pressure is the scenarios you should win, right? The 3v2, the 2v1, you need to do that. And I know you and I talked about how good Envy was at that yesterday.
They show it again right there. You know, a lesser team would have spotted Karma in middle map and tried to rush him, play a quick trade. Don't let him kind of move around, find new positioning. There, Envy know, let's play for a plant. We'll set up near rocks, play a free trade. They do it the right way.
Yeah, it's a lot like how Envy plays hardpoint, for that long game. Don't really want to chase after kills. They make the smart, high percentage plays. As it's the same defense here from Envy. So they put pressure on that top side. Now they're going to be forced to rotate down here towards that bottom side of your map. Over towards B. try and get a retake.
Envy are here. First blood now onto Scump, and no bomb planted yet. Worst case scenario for Optic Gaming in this round. Oh!
What the hell was that? I thought the pre-fire on for Scump, but he gets gunned. Formal now by his lonesome. He will be dead any moment. They'll drop 2-2. Big round for Envy. You know, it felt like for a second there, right? Optic rolling the first 2 rounds. They're going to run away with this game. Envy slow it down.
Well, Matt, we always mention the word adapt. Teams that kind of learn from what happened to them that went wrong early on in the map and make improvements as the map goes on. Already we're seeing that from Envious.
Yeah, Slasher is a very smart player, especially in Search and Destroy, able to help guide his team into some late round adjustments. And now we'll see what Envy pulls out here on offense. And I'd like to see them play a little bit further back here at B. Maybe see if you can bait Optic Gaming in. Because, look, you lose 2 rounds if you're Optic. What do you go with? Kind of your bread and butter. Force gunfights, get aggressive. Maybe if Envy plays a little bit further back, they get an early pick.
Optic, they want to stick as a unit of 4. Envy trying to spread them thin. As Optic always have found their strength in numbers, using their gun skill and trading ability to their advantage to win rounds. You see the bomb moving up from Envy. That's JCap with the objective. Still no plant again. Very passive. It looks like Optic are going to go for the retake.
JCap wins the first. Traded out, though. Informal able to get away with his life. He's being hunted, though, by Apathy. Can't get the angle. Apathy trying to trade 2 times in a row. He just can't get there in time to trade. Flying back and forth. Suddenly is by his lonesome. Pinned, cornered, dead.
Optic recover. They stopped the bleeding there as Envy did have 2 rounds in a row, and that sums up the teamwork of Optic. 2 bullets peppered in from Karma and 1 each from Formal and Crim6. 3 players alive, Matt. 3 players getting involved.
And it's a round where Envy draws first blood. They get into the site. They're not able to win any more fights after that. Apathy, if he's able to pick up 1 of those kills, be such a different round.
Formal tags up 1 almost immediately. FTL's forward first. There's 2 more there. Is anyone going to be able to finish it? Karma does at least get 1. 2 versus 2. 1 versus 2.
Ooh!
Scump eliminated. Back and forth we go. 3-3. Nice win from Envy.
And you see Scump realizing that's a round that you think they should take, but John dancing perfectly inside you gets the final 2 kills.
Well, I think for Formal, after he gets the first kill, after that FTL, he thinks there's 1 player there weak. I don't think he was prepared for 2 to be there. Nope. That was kind of the swing. And then they light up for Karma. He's only able to get 1. Things kind of fall apart after that.
Yeah, and when Formal uses that FTL and he picks up 1, it's such a hard thing to communicate where that second player is. The person following up, not in a great spot because there's that crate there. You can't really see which player Formal is tagging up. And that's how you saw Envy swing that round in their favor.
Well, the 2 key players from either side, Karma and Slasher, when you talk about camo and how influential it can be on the Search and Destroy, neither really having a great game. Ahead a little bit here is Karma. But this, you think they're both going to get it. This looks like one's going to go all the way down to round 10, round 11. Camo should be involved. Crim6, first blood.
Crim6, not only does he get first blood, but he gets a ton of information for his team. He knows the bomb is there. The challenge now coming in, this should be the perfect pinch for Optic Gaming. They just need to win the first gunfight. Formal's here, they're not ready for it. Oh no, he misses the shots on the Apathy. 2 versus 1.
You saw Envy take care of business in a 2v1 earlier. Optic able to handle it here as well. And you've seen Apathy in a bunch of tough spots, whether it was either bomb site, he gets stuck, he's in a 1v3, 1v2. Not that you expect him to come up clutch in those situations, but maybe one of these times he's going to go big. But as it stands, Optic Gaming takes the edge. Round count 4-3.
Crim6 just peeking middle, no sniper yet from John. As Optic, they know the site that works for them. They might as well keep hitting it, as they'll have a 4v2 near this site.
Oh. Slasher just barely able to stay alive there.
And look at the nades. They're pre-nading that site, trying to stop the plant.
This is just an onslaught. Both teams flying at each other. Who's going to win it one-on-one? It isn't Kev.
Right there, you almost feel the shift in this game. As that round, the swing The two-time champion Karma kills the two-time champion JCap to put Optic up 5-3.
One more round, and you've got a 2-0 edge. Karma, Camo, popped and flying forward. It's a slaughter as they fly in. Only Cap remains. He's been spotted. He's at least able to pick up one kill. Can't get away. It's a victory for Optic Gaming and a 2-0 edge.
One more map, and that will do it. Optic on the verge of history.
And for Envy, you know, round 5 and round 8 during that game, you draw first blood, you lose both of those rounds. That's ultimately what costs you. You hear the fans in the venue.
The fans getting hype. They know how close it is. It'll take one more uplink. We'll get there right after this break. One more map is all that was chanted through that break. Optic Gaming fans know how close they are.
You see on the edge of that trophy, the names engraved from past champions. Optic one map from joining them on that prestigious list.
It's going to be a very tough road to close Envious out, though.
It is.
We go to Uplink. They've been great in the game mode all weekend long. We talked about it before that loss to Optic in the first series, 100% win rate. Can they extend this series?
So the first series between these two teams in the winner's bracket final, we went to Frost, right? Envy able to take it. We go to Throwback. Optic takes it. It's our third and final Uplink. It's going to be Precinct. This could be it, or it could be one of the craziest reverse sweeps in the history of Call of Duty.
Incredible moments, incredible scenes here at the Amway Center. I've had chills the whole time this entire finals. I mean, this is just my third year involved. You guys have been here longer. Have you ever seen moments like this?
I've been to every champs. And no. This is the craziest it's been. I know as a player during Black Ops 2, caster talent all the way through the others. This has definitely been, at least in my opinion, the best one.
It's, last year was great in the sense that it was kind of EU versus North America, but here, it is just two juggernaut, historical franchises from North America that have helped build Call of Duty from the ground up. They've been here the entire time, and this has just been truly special.
There it is, the title of Call of Duty champion. Everything that these guys play for. Envy, they won it last year. I must say, you cannot count the boys in blue out. That is so key to mention.
If you are Optic Gaming, you end it here. You cannot let Envy hang around in this series. You have them dead to rights. Put them away.
Jack, you said Envy, they can come back in any situation. Kind of ironic that we're going to Precinct in which we saw them mount the greatest comeback maybe ever in Call of Duty. They might have to do it again here to start the comeback in this series, buddy.
They might have to do it indeed. Oh boy, folks. Welcome. This is what the Call of Duty World League is all about. Millions on the line across the year. And honestly, this could be the final map of our season. The right side of your screen, Team Envious. The left, Optic Gaming. Precinct Uplink. Match point.
It's a nice opening here from Optic Gaming as they locate 3 kills. Drone pushing forward.
And from the side Envious is playing on here, they just cannot let a lead get out of hand. So many times you see Optic Gaming, they get control of the other team's spawn. The next thing you know, 7 points are on the board, 10 points are on the board. If you are Envy, keep it low scoring in the first half of the game, then you go on the real attack in the second half.
Well, Kremsix lining people up there for a couple of kills, but will be traded out. No real offense here in the opening 60 seconds. Jack, you talked about kind of, from window to statue to block. Kind of explain the progression of this map.
There's 3 main power positions on this lane that you see that the drone keeps pushing towards. This top window that Karma's currently playing, the cat statue that you see ARs always post up on, and the block that's on the top right of your minimap in that park area. For example, Formal on the middle of these two, signifying that Optic are fighting for middle map control. Every kill he gets here will let his submachine guns push up and play that close range, but his job right now, shut down the ARs of Envy.
Slasher versus Formal, it's been a theme all weekend long. And right now, I'll tell you what, man, one of them can definitely dictate the pace of this game.
You don't want to say it's nerves, but both teams at the beginning have not had a chance to put points on the board, both playing a little bit more passive than we've seen them play throughout the rest of the weekend.
Do you think maybe the break kind of does that? Like, you have 10 minutes there to let it set in?
Look at this. Envy, they're all pushing out statue. Optic find the open lane. They connect. With the first point, Karma and Crimsix pinch from construction and catch Envy off guard.
First point to Optic. You see Formal trying to deal with players inside lobby, also pushing him a ticket. He's going to get bullied out of his power position. But nobody able to get anything on drone yet. John comes in from behind, finishes up the 2 weak players from Optic Gaming, and now a chance for Envy. Slasher trying to layer the map towards that block that you were mentioning earlier.
Optic, they have to defend their base. They're 7 minutes from a title. Let's hear their communication.
Might get flanked.
Cat. I'm weak. I'm still weak.
IL, nice. Another one close, App. He slid block.
Block. Capture dead.
Nice.
Still behind it. Watch out. Nice. Let's go, boys.
Yo, I'm going white.
Cat.
Coming set. Is he already
Top
top?
cat. Try to get to L.
Balls can reset, Damon. Damon, watch your white. Orange slasher, one shot.
L. Gone. One shot on me.
White.
Top block.
Cap's white.
Cap's going white. First guy, John on sign right now.
Yeah, they're pushing.
He's going high left forward.
Nice one.
Yeah, Cap flanked you.
Just wrap back.
Oh, shit.
We should go new.
I'm on new.
He's
behind me. Nice, good job. John down on the cat. One more low on me. One more right for
Go in. Close, I got you.
Close out, last guy. Close out,
Get ball.
You can go cat then, maybe.
Behind us.
Nice one.
Nice.
Cat,
Ran away. He's on ball
Let's go
spawn.
back to cat.
Yeah, I'm wrapping cat, guys.
App's here, close left.
Ab's dead.
Another one, slash orange, I'm hitting him.
Nothing top.
Go.
Looking at the high. Nothing white.
High orange, dead.
Nice one, Damon.
Yo, back alley.
Go back alley with ball.
Slasher was here.
Go back alley with ball.
Top left.
Orange.
Slasher's top left. Going out back door. Slasher's back door.
Top, one shot.
Top coming. My bad. He's top. Still top. Two. Still top. One more.
Hold, Matt. Just keep holding class.
Good track.
Two top glass. Three glass. Nothing white yet. Nothing white yet, guys. We can go for the yellow one. Get ball back. Start moving it.
On ball. Oh no, it picks it up.
I'm out.
Two on ball spawn. Another one, John on ball spawn.
Last guy, cat. One shot. He's on the trash can inside of L right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt. I spawn white, Matt. I spawn white.
Absurd on me, guys. He's in L still.
We're coming white.
In L still.
Is it
out, Cat? Is it out, Cat? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's out, Cat.
Backstairs, John.
One naded at the end.
In L still.
Backstairs weak. One stop, cat, back cat. Cat, one shot.
Yellow on me. Yellow.
Yo, ball's gonna reset.
Matt.
Let's get ready to go this way.
No, he went yellow. Right here.
We can go white.
Let's go, baby.
Go to the yellow. Go yellow. Yellow.
Cat still. App. It's on ball.
Got it.
Nice.
One's top glass.
One's yellow.
Top glass and yellow. One's going white.
Absolute.
Watching white.
One's definitely white. Yo, we can throw it out, Ian. Throw it out.
Come on, Cat. I got it.
All tied up at 2-2. They know what's on the line. 8 seconds left till we get to the second half, but Krim wants the lead. Krim wrapping the edge. Is the dunk there? It's through.
That is the perfect way to end the first half for Optic Gaming. They had another opportunity to score. They tried pushing the drone forward. They tried to get a reset. Envy was able to throw it off the map. But there at the end, they clutch up. Only 5 minutes away from taking this.
I'll tell you what, 5 minutes away from Karma 2 rings, becoming Karma 3 rings. The first ever. Unbelievable.
What can Envy do? This is the side where they've had to fight against E United all day yesterday in this match. And now they have their backs against the wall, on the verge of elimination, on the verge of twice in a row having Optic Gaming beat them. Back-to-back best-of-5s in a grand final.
3 dead now for Envy. Is Optic looking to regain some control of the mid-street and apply the pressure forward. Crim6 just looking for an opening here as they're going to wrap it back as 2 die. He's getting this off the map. Smart play is the pressure going to be coming here quickly from Envy.
They do give a lot of map control to Envy. We'll see if Envy can make anything happen with the drone in hand. JCap's able to grab one. They're bringing it down towards this lower side. They may try pushing it through this back alley.
Nothing. Gaming.
Like a bird out of the sky. How high was he to grab that pick?
That was the highest that he seen when jumping. It may have just been the POV we watched it from, but
super jetpack.
Wow. Envy recover though. Still 4-2, 1 possession game. From 5 minutes down to just 3 minutes now for Optic Gaming and their first ever Call of Duty World League Championship. Whew.
2 down now for either side. 3 minutes remaining on the map. If you're just joining us, you missed some incredible games. But this could be the final map at the Call of Duty World League Championship here for 2016. This is crazy stuff.
And Optic is going to end up getting camo. So Karma getting very close to active camo. Slasher on the other side of things may not get this ability. With only being a one-possession game, camo may be the deciding factor.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. Great point, Matt, as this goes on. Karma inching closer and closer to that incredible payload ability. Crimsix steals that kill from him. Karma on the challenge, gets the kill. And he's looking for more as Envy come off the spawn.
He knows there's blood in the water. You just see him soaring forward, so much confidence. Another respawn in which Karma is leading the way at 21-17. But like you said, Matt, it's going to be that payload, using it wisely, that's going to be the difference in this game.
From 3 minutes down to 2 minutes. Optic closing in on the title.
And Envy is running out of time here. They've not been able to get control of mid-map. They have not been able to get the drone. Karma with active camo.
This could be the
Can
push.
it be the one to put it away?
What a play, though, by Slasher. Can he actually stop it? The camo still up. Has to take the 1-point toss, but that's big. Makes it a 2-possession game. 3-point lead for Optic.
Slasher still hasn't earned his camo either.
He needs, what, two kills or so?
Yep.
JCap doesn't have his overdrive. You've got nothing to work with here.
From 2 minutes down to 60 seconds. This is it for the green wall. Slasher with camo.
But his teammates cannot find anything. All the kills in favor of Optic Gaming. Envy pushed all the way back to their spawn. 45 seconds away from closing this series out.
Scump hunting for that first ring, doing what he can here to keep Envy players coming off a spawn. No ground given now as Karma finds another 2-piece. Here's the overdrive. Popped. Is he just trying to back him up? Making all the plays. It's Crimsix.
The curse has been broken. The dynasty has been cemented. They are the greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Optic Gaming are officially the Call of Duty World League champions.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the 2017 Call of Duty World League champions. Scump, bring that bad boy over here. 5 times. 5 times you have tried, and you now are finally holding it in your hands. What's this feel like?
It's a little bit heavier than I thought, to be honest with you. No, it's unreal. I'm at a loss for words right now. Absolutely speechless. I didn't even play that well against Envy in any of the 3 series, except for a few maps. And my teammates, it was a team effort. Everybody did what they had to do when they needed to do. And I couldn't be prouder of them.
A legendary tournament, a legendary finish. Envy knocks you down. You come back up. Feel free to put that back down if you need. Never.
No, it's fine.
Karma, I have to ask you though, you have now reclaimed the throne, the only man in Call of Duty with 3 rings. How'd you do it, buddy?
Oh man, it feels great, you know, and just to do it in that fashion, I couldn't have wanted it any other way.
Crim 6, congratulations on ring number 2, formal ring number 1. And we brought some friends out here to award some prizes. Please welcome to the stage, we have David Michner, Joe Seacott, Ashton Williams, and Jay Perrier from Infinity Ward and Activision. And David, I will let you do the honors. First, the rings, my friend. Pick a winner, Scump. They played all year for the bling on their fingers. And we are getting some beautiful shots, but it's not just the rings. It's not just the glory. Of course, it also comes with $600,000. Joe, anything you'd like to say to these guys?
I'd like to say congratulations on behalf of Infinity Ward and Activision. You guys deserve it. You deserve every dollar.
Massive congratulations. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Call of Duty World League champions, Optic Gaming. Give it up one more time. It was an incredible tournament and an amazing finish. This was the final event for Infinite Warfare. But we're not done. Coming up next, live here from MLG, it's the official Aftertime show. Let's send it upstairs for overtime.
Hello and welcome to Overtime, the official esports after show. On tonight's